Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Hopefully you had a great weekend and are ready to start a brand new week. I'm Kelsey Marier, your host and producer for Morning Pulse, where I bring you top local headlines for Southeast Minnesota and Northern Iowa every weekday morning at 8:30 in our digital studio here at KTTC. We like to keep this under 10 minutes where I bring you these top news headlines. I'll also give you a little summary of the weather for today and maybe a couple of the days ahead so you can plan accordingly, and then I'll let you go. Whether you're watching on your smartphone, your tablet, or your computer, or maybe even your TV. Thank you for being here. Today I have 3 news headlines for you, and then again, I'll bring you a little bit of the weather forecast just so you know how to plan your day, and then we will move on with our day. So we will start with a story in Rochester that we're actually following right now. It's a house fire that took place in the northwest part of town. Thankfully, no one was hurt in this situation. So it all happened about 4:20 Sunday afternoon at this home on 20th Avenue Lane Northwest. So we learned that when crews arrived, they found heavy smoke and flames kind of coming from the back of the property there. We did learn everyone was able to get out of the home safely. However, there was a family pet that was believed to still be inside. So firefighters went in, found the cat, and then were able to safely reunite it with the owner of the home. Right now, we're still waiting to learn what the extent of the damage is to the home. We did see some photos from the back of the property, and that is where you can see definitely some damage there. So we're waiting to see what the extent of the damages are, as well as what the cause of the fire is. That is still currently being investigated. Next up, we have something to tell you about that is going to be ending this year, an area music festival saying that 2026 will be the last of its kind. So organizers for Rochester Thaw Music Festival kind of making this announcement on social media, which we have posted here on your screen. The organization that puts on this festival, it's called My Town, My Music, is who or what kind of posted this announcement. They say that balancing the planning of the festival with full-time jobs and family obligations, as well as some other external factors, were the reasons for this decision to end Rochester Thaw Music Festival. So if you didn't know, Rochester Thaw originally began in 2019, and then it was taken over by the organization My Town, My Music in 2023. So it's been running for several years now, six or 7 years now. But as for this year's event, because it is still happening this year, you can attend. Organizers say people can come out and enjoy all the different performances when the festival begins. That'll be on March 21st, which is later this month. That is actually on a Saturday. So we have a couple of weeks, 2 weeks-ish until that happens. So get out and support this organization and this festival because this will be the last. And our third story we want to let you know about today for Morning Pulse, kind of a fun contest that has been created by Rochester Public Works. It's called Name the Street Sweepers Contest. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Name a Snowplow, which is put on by MnDOT, but this is put on by Rochester Public Works. And the reason for this contest is kind of in honor of the 20th anniversary of the Litter Bit Better spring cleanup campaign or event that we report on every year. Obviously trying to make Rochester a cleaner place by cleaning up the litter. However, because winter is hopefully on its way out soon and we're going to be transitioning into spring, you're going to be seeing a lot more of those street sweepers out on the street. And so, for fun, to celebrate 20 years of Litter Bit Better, Rochester Public Works created this new Name a Street Sweeper contest. So residents are encouraged to submit their creative names for 6 of the city's street sweepers. Just kind of a fun thing here. A couple of the rules: there's only 1 entry allowed per household. The names can have up to 30 characters in them, and our Rochester Public Works is asking that you do not use any political names or phrases when submitting your name. So you have until March 25th to put in your submissions, and we do have a link for you to do that on our website as well as our mobile app. So kind of, again, reminds me of the Name a Snowplow contest. Those names are always so fun. We love voting on those. We love reading those. So hopefully you can submit some fun names for the Name a Street Sweeper contest, and we can hopefully learn about those, and can't wait to see what the winners are. So that's going to be cool. 6 different winners for that. All right, those are the news headlines I have for you. Let's quickly chat about the weather forecast for today. It looks like meteorologist Ted Schmidt says today is actually going to be the best weather day of the week, which is awesome. Not always do we look forward to a Monday, but when the weather is like this, in the upper 50s and low 60s, I think it's something to be excited about. Meteorologist Ted Schmidt posts his weather forecast here in a video form as well as a written form on our website, which is what you're looking at right now. He says warm air is lingering in the region to start our week, but there are some signs of colder, more typical March-like weather ahead of us here. So definitely get out and enjoy our Monday. We can expect partly sunny skies today. Again, like I mentioned, temperatures in the upper 50s and low 60s. There might be a little bit of north wind, but nothing too crazy. Yeah, but colder days ahead of us with some chances of snow. It's actually going to kind of be an active weather week. There are several days of either rain or snow ahead of us here in the week and the weekend. So we will continue to talk about that. Obviously, Ted and the rest of our First Alert Weather team will be sharing about the active weather pattern that we have for the rest of the week. So you can always find that information here at our First Alert Weather tab at ktdc.com. Also, I'll bring you these little summary updates every weekday morning during Morning Pulse. So that is all that I have for you on this Monday. Hopefully this was helpful for you. And again, we like to keep this under 10 minutes so that you can get the news that you need and weather, and then move on with your day. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you tomorrow for another edition of Morning Pulse.